Hello everybody, Attack Power here with another Steel Division 2 monthly tournament game here on Tannenberg between Borry and Avalser. Let's dive right in here to Tannenberg. On the left, in the red, we have Borry playing Task Force 45 on V for Victory. And on the right, in the blue, we have Avalser playing First Blindata Romanian Mare on Balanced Income. So this is from the SDL monthly tournament here. They are only allowed to play Southern divisions, and I'm not going to lie, I've been really enjoying these replays. There's a lot of divisions we don't get to see much anymore. So really, I saw this one and looked really fun. So let's dive in here. I love Tannenberg. Love this map, actually. Borry, Task Force 45. God, haven't seen this division in a hot minute. It did receive a whole bunch of buffs. So maybe it's a lot scarier than it used to be. It's never been bad. It's just a weirdly set up division with a lot of phase locking that makes it hard to build optimally. The recon tab here loaded up. We have Cavalry Scouts, M8, T70, all in A phase. Cavalry Scouts in B, another M8 in B. The infantry tab here, we have 80 infantry here. We have Converted Gunners, UK, then Converted Gunners US, then Engineers, and then that's it for A. Wow, that's actually a really light A phase. I mean, I guess they're not super cheap infantry, though. B phase, we have the Ingenieros, the Praxina leaders there, the Nisei rifles, and C phase, we have two cards here, the Partigiani, the Italians there, and the Nisei rifles. The tank tab, pretty limited, but there's plenty to go around here of just M4A1 Shermans. The support tab, also loaded up. We have M2, basically a 50 cal there in A phase, along with the Commander Sherman. Then we have an M1919 in B phase, a supply, and M4105 in B phase. The AT tab here, good lord, it's basically just M1A1 destroyers. I mean, M10s, basically. We have 4 cards of those split between A, B, and C, and then a B phase card of Nisei 6 pounder. The AA tab here, double Bofors card, A and C, and then a B phase of M15, all vetted. RD tab here, just the 81mm mortar half track and the 203. Oh my. Don't see that every day. They're in C phase. The air tab here, we have the C202 series, a card in A phase. Then we have a Havoc Recon, Mitchell Bomber in A, and C phase, another Mitchell Bomber. Very interesting, especially on that V for Victory income. On the other side, Avalser here on first Romania Mare Division, I always want to love and just kind of always comes up short for me. Doesn't have enough punch. It doesn't have the right mix of stuff, in my opinion. Not a bad division, but a very mid, like not super strong, not super weak kind of division. The recon tab here, we have the Serchitasi, the 2-man recon squad, some AB horses, and B phase, some SPW 20 mils. The infantry tab, only 66, and I was just playing balanced. I'm going to have to disagree. Now, it's hard to get a lot more infantry in this deck. I will be blunt about that. You can't get much more, but 66, it seems really low. The Pionieri there, leader, and the Venatori Moto, along with the Pionieri Assault in A. Not a fan. I wish the Pionieri Assault were in B phase. They're just so strong. You want more of them. And then Pionieri there in B phase with the Panzergrenadier, and then a C phase card of Panzergrenadier. The tank tab here, Panzer IV, the TA, which is a Stug 3. Then in B phase, the T4, which is once again a Panzer IV. T4 Commander, and then C phase, a card of T4s. The support tab here, we have Flamers, IG-18, MG-42, Stu 4, and then B phase, some supply. AT tab, the TACOM T60, nice little light AT tank there. The Venatori Ducata, 2 Dashita cards in A and B, and another Venatori Ducata card. The AA tab, we have the Hotchkiss 25mm and the 37mm in B. RD tab, some 60mm, 81mm mortar, some leaders, and the 105. And finally, air tab, the DO-17 IAR light bomber there, and the JU-87 cluster. So diving in here, if you guys enjoy this, smash that like button, subscribe, and check out the Patreon, link down below, or the YouTube membership. Thanks a bunch, everyone, for the support. Let's dive on in. Now, the Americans will definitely have the speed advantage here at the beginning. With these M8s, we can see right here, for example, going to pick up. Ooh, the T70 there too. Flamer is forced to unload. MG42 still in the transport though. Oh no, they're shooting at the Flamer. MG. Oh wow, some bad luck there for Borry. Some great luck there for Avalser. Borry definitely way more deployed here in this medium range town. Converted US gunners though are probably going to go down here. One more flame gets them, and they do get surrendered. That's an AOE loss. Those are not cheap actually. They're 25 points. Yeah, 25 points for that. That's brutal there. That loss. So 12-12, nothing huge. Borry very lightly deployed up north, while Avalser went a little heavier on the north. Pretty strong in the center here. Yeah, again, I strongly disagree with those Pionieri in the assaults in A phase. You want them. Like, they're so strong. What a little play there by Borry. Loved that. Pushed the T-70s back, then pulled it forward at the last second, causing the Ju-87 to bomb behind it. That was a pretty freaking awesome play, honestly. That's really hard to pull off. C202 is a really solid fighter. Now, not because of its stat card. I can tell you that. On the stat card, there's nothing super exciting on it. Actually, wait. Oh, this is the bad one. No, these are terrible. These are really bad. They are super... It's bad resilience. It's super cheap, 45 points. It is nearly free. So I understand that attraction tech gets shot down anyway by the 25 mil. The problem is it has no firepower whatsoever. The bonus of those is they're super maneuverable. That's what I was going to say. The C202 is a good fighter because it's super maneuverable. But usually I'm talking about the one that actually has a 20 mil cannon and can kill something. Not the one that only has machine guns and does basically no damage. TACOM at maximum range, not ideal. Though the 105 can kill this M10, you're going to find a lot of bounces. Despite it, you see, despite it being very penetrable, it does struggle. I mean, Borry's having a hard time right now. Avalser's making a lot out of a little here. 25 mil coming in. Here comes a Panzer IV. Yeah, Avalser really's got to push here in the center. He's got by far the strongest CQC infantry in this fight. Ooh, a little cheeky play here by Borry with his M8 sneaking behind, finding these flamers here, picking on those. He can't surrender them. Obviously, it will eventually die. But Avalser picking up a 1311 with the flag here. Perhaps a cheeky cavalry scout down here eventually. Yep, there we go. Sneaks across. Eventual goal? I would assume like getting in this building here. Panzer IV moving to here. Okay, it's kind of an odd choice. T-70s, I have mixed opinions about these. They're only 50 points, which honestly is not like insanely expensive. Or he gets the free kill here on the Flamer. I just think Avalser didn't know this was happening. But yeah, 50 points, not anything crazy expensive. This one, I could have sworn they had APCR. Oh, it's because it's a T-70 and not the Hellcat. Yeah, T-70s, not a huge fan. They die really easily. They only have like 8 health or something, which means they die to 1 shot from a medium tank. Like if this T-60 can land a shot here. Yeah, 1 shot's it. That's really bad. That's really rough for 50 points. Hellcat is different because it's got the APCR, and you're getting like free 2K at super long range for really cheap. Like that's really strong. This though does not have that, which makes it far less effective. Stug here in the town. I mean, the T-70 is the danger here. The Sherman's not particularly terrifying. Yes, the Sherman can kill a TA. There's Stug 3, no doubt about it. Obviously, it happens all the time, but you have a pretty good chance, generally speaking. Manatorimoto, it's a unit that's really been left behind. It used to be a really solid infantry squad, but with the ZBs and stuff at 25 points, this unit with no like increased availability, like Roshiori get the Berettas, they get higher availability, which makes you vet them easier. These guys don't have any of that, and they have a similar loadout that's actually just kind of worse. So this unit, it does not hold up these days. Still better than like, I don't even know if it's better than a Strelky DP, because a Strelky DP comes with AT, and this just does not. The ZB, I think, is better than the DP machine gun, because obviously it's an automatic rifle as well, so you get that extra CQC fighting power, but, you know, I just think it's a better flame LMG in the first place. Pionieri at double vet crushed those grenade tossers without a grenade ever being thrown. Yep, 25 mil will keep off this 45-point fighter pretty easily. We can check this out a little bit more really quick. I mean, it's fast, 45 points, bad resilience. I mean, it does some damage, but it's not good. You're going to the Mitchell bomber. Nice big bomb load out of that. Lots of 50 cals. I feel like if this fighter went after this bomber, the bomber would kill the fighter. Going for a general bombing here. See how much damage it does. The Pionieri assault are pretty spread out. They tried the smoke trick a little late. If you smoke at just the right time, you can oftentimes stop not often, but you can stop a bombing strike. But it is very time sensitive. Like it has to be perfectly timed. 25 mil will kill this fighter eventually, which would be a huge waste of points. I mean, 45 points isn't a lot of points, but it's still points. We're making nice progress here in the town, though, wiping out like all the infantry. And that whole, I mentioned, Avalser just not bringing a ton of infantry here in A phase. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. It wasn't Avalser. It's Borry, not with a ton of infantry. But I guess all those infantry are pretty expensive. I mean, he's got more than Avalser at the end of the day. And that, again, brings up another issue for me with First Blindata. You just don't get a lot of infantry. Your tank tab is literally just medium tanks, which, while that's fine, you can get so many divisions with just a bunch of medium tanks that have way better infantry and way better, like, every other tab. I don't know if Borry's plan is to run this 25 mil out of ammo. It's a strategy. A good one, I would not say so, but it is a strategy. TACOM trying to get out of line of sight of this M10. Takes an APCR shot. That's pretty bad, actually. Pioneer Assault really trying to get past all this stuff. Because it's so pinned, actually, the converted gunners are shooting at the Pionieri instead, which is allowing this Pionieri to get in flame range of this 50 cal, which will save these units here. Yeah, he has to give this Pionieri like a move order so that they stay in range. Will they get in range? Because that would be huge. They do. But they get pinned down. Oh, that's brutal. The T-70 is still alive, actually, back here. Thought it was dead. Moto here getting absolutely wrecked. I'm not sure if Avalser's handling his infantry well enough here with how few he has. That's the Panzer Grenadier Fier here with its 2 rifles holding down this converted gunner. I'm not a fan of the converted gunners. They're pretty weak overall. This unit used to be absolutely busted at some point. I don't remember what changed or what exactly these were, but they were kind of disgusting at one point. So double Stug 3 here. Can it hold up? Stug 3s, generally speaking, do not do great in towns. There's too much turn time to get them facing the right way. They don't have the advantage of their armor because they're so close. You know, the armor advantage is a fair bit lost. Ooh. Baby Horse was doing a lot of work. It is now gone. It's 40 mil in a very aggressive place. Okay, can the Stug survive? Ooh, no, it's probably not going to because it's going to waste its shot. T-70 is going to hop forward here. Borry really watching this. Oh, an armor crack. Oh, goodness gracious me. 25 mils spotted. AB Horse down doing nothing. Oh, my God. M10s are still disgusting. Not sure why he's a Panzergun Fear instead of a Pioneer Fear. Maybe he just doesn't have one available. I'm not sure off the top of my head. T-70 goes down, not before it does 1 damage to that Stug, the 1 pen to that Stug. Oh, and the Sherman penning this Stug as well. Oh, no. Gets the bounce, and that's where the Stug, that's the difference maker. Because that Stug will not bounce on that Sherman, and the Sherman goes down. That's actually a huge swing there. Can the Stug get a shot off on the M10 before that M10 fires? No, it can't. Oh, that's so bad. Because now he just lost 2 Stugs, and this one is damaged. Oh, geez. Now M10 just pouring in. We are hitting B phase here, though. So Borry, technically, I remember he was on V for victory, so he had a big advantage. Now up north, totally missed this. Wow. Avalser made a big little push. Well, I shouldn't even say big. It's not really that big of a push. But he grinded his way forward a bit, captured both these flags, and Borry's underinvestment up in the north coming back to bite him hard. Venatori, Dakota here with their grenade. I guess Avalser's plan is to use these essentially as an extension of his infantry tab, as basically CQC. I mean, they do it. They throw a grenade. They got 5 submachine guns, which are pretty good submachine guns, so not bad plan. Double M10, they're going to absolutely wreck this Stug. Yeah, that was bad. But yeah, Avalser going into B phase, which is technically like his strong phase here, way up with this northern area, and Borry doesn't seem bothered or hasn't noticed, which is possible. Like, everyone always assumes like you obviously knows these things, but maybe not. I mean, Borry might be locked in down here trying to win this town fight, which he is doing quite well, and just hasn't looked up here. Like, that is very possible. You get, yeah, it actually kind of looks like that's what's happening right now. As Borry uses the last of his A phase income, it appears, to supercharge this town. A whole bunch of 6-pounders? Kind of surprising considering how little armor he's actually seeing. He's got the triple M10, which should absolutely wipe any tank he runs into. 60 mils really do next to no damage. They're so good at pinning, but they really do, like... The 50 mil mortar does more damage, like the little mini mortar. Finally looks like he notices, and he's at least going to try to recapture this flag. Obviously, he's not getting this one back anytime soon, but losing that one way back there is no reason for that. Avalser in a dangerous spot here. And here's the thing always, like, with... So the conversation comes up here with balance versus V for Victory. And I don't know why V for Victory is coming up so much lately. Like, the last 3 or 4 matches we watched, someone's playing V for Victory. Really kind of odd. It's not considered a good income. Like, it really isn't. Like, if you think balance is hated on, V for Victory is considered basically garbage. Like the last income that almost isn't complete trash. But, you know, when the match comes up between balance and V for Victory, right? Because balance is, like, maybe one of the times you want to play... Like, you're playing against balance, maybe you want to take V for Victory. It's not, like, the worst plan ever. It's not an amazing plan, but it's not the worst plan either. The balance player obviously has the advantage in B phase, and it kind of makes it feel like, oh, it's kind of like, you know, balance versus Maverick, where the Maverick player has a huge advantage in B phase. The difference is, though, when you're doing that, you know, the Maverick player has 170 points to play with, which is a lot. Like, so you can really spam all over the map. And, like, so that's a 40-point advantage. You have a 40-point advantage in B phase. Well, Avalser here has a 40-point advantage in B phase. It's not the same kind of advantage. It's only 130 points, not 170. It's much harder to do the huge multi-front pushes and swings that, you know, a Maverick player can muster up. These Practinas were actually really important. They had a bazooka that could kill these AB horses, and with that dead, there's nothing here to stop these AB horses. And if this Ingeniero here gets too close to the edge, it's going to be easy kills for the AB horse. AB horse pushing forward. If it can catch out this 6-pounder, that'd be pretty huge, because there's a Sherman coming, but it is a long way off. 6-pounder getting relined. Oh, the 50 cal going to take the first hit. 6-pounder does get a shot off, and it does kill one of them. That's pretty huge, actually. Although he lost a 50 cal and the 6-pounder now, and the second AB horse is still alive. And it's going to wipe out this UK gunner. I mean, this is a lot of damage. I have a feeling Avalser's really wishing he had more P80 assault right now. As I said, Panzer IVs are here, missed at sub 1,000 meters. That's not infuriating at all. 25 mil dead. M10 takes another hit. Second Panzer IV is here. The M10 makes a break for it. These Panzer IVs have to stay together. They do not trade super profitably against M10s most of the time, even though now M10's actually 80 points and these Panzer IVs are only 70 points. So technically the trade should be positive. Losing AB horse here for nothing would be really bad. That's really bad. Those are the kind of losses Avalser cannot afford right now. If he can kill this squad of tanks, though, easily can take back most of this town. Oh! Oh, no, the Rashitsa! My love! How could you let that happen, Avalser? Oh, and the Panzer IV immediately dead. One M10 down. Ooh, the other M10 misses. IAR had no chance. M10 goes down again. Now, Panzer IV versus Sherman, not great. Yeah, not great. Is the double vet Panzer IV? Will it get the second shot off? I don't think so. Yeah. Ugh. Now, the Sherman's almost dead. More Panzer IVs coming in. That was a lot of loss, though. I mean, the M10s are all dead. A lot of things did go boom there. This 40 mil is pushing up really far. I mean, here was already probably plenty far enough, but now, like, he's going into a sector that's really not secure at all. That's very ballsy. I mean, yes, move it, because it's shot, but forward? Wow, losing that Rashitsa. Ooh, that hurt my soul. All right, Peony Eddy assault here versus, like, 6 squads of grenade throwers. Yeah, not gonna work. Yeah, that's an unfortunate loss of that. Really, the 60 mils should be over here, like, just peppering these things. Peony Eddy here going to trade with the Ingenieros. Unless they both threw their grenades. Oh, they did. He could throw and run. I don't think he's running. Yeah, he's not running. And now this one will get the grenade, and that'll be that. Avalser's still sitting at 13-11. We have 4 more minutes of no income here for Borry. I mean, he has income, obviously, just not very much. The Venatori Takata here pushing forward. I mean, it's almost in range of this Sherman. Oh, the Rashitsa. Oh, stop it. Stop it, Avalser. Stop losing Rashitsas like this. Panzergren? Panzerfaust's killing the Sherman there. That's huge. Needed that, like, desperately. Needed that Sherman away. Fresh one coming in, but that's like a whole tick of income. Wow. Okay, Borry wasn't calling anything in, apparently. Each of these Shermans is a whole tick of income for him right now. I mean, there's 20 points left, but that's not very much. Yeah, and again, my problem with first Blindata, it's nothing about it feels super strong anymore. It's just like a very, very average division. Like, so average it's bad. Like, average in a bad way, where, like, every unique unit any division has is better than it. So I'm trying to think of unique units this division has. Rashitsa, obviously super strong. But outside of that, like, the Pionieri Assault, that's a very strong unit. The Venatori Moto, is, like we talked about, is not very strong. Like, it's not actually that great of a unit. Yeah, and that's, like, the TACOM is nice. Everything else is just kind of vanilla units that do a solid job, but are also not, like, overperformers in their tab. And just like the infantry tab's too thin. This division I do not think is a balanced division. And you know me, I will balance anything. But this division just doesn't have it. Not enough infantry. Not really even enough AA in a lot of cases. It's got some good arty, as most Romanian divisions do. For some reason, this Panzergren got Oh, the cavalry scouts. No way. I forgot about them. They got all the way back here? Holy crap. No way. Did not see that. So it looks like 2 Panzergrens went down to that cavalry scout. No, more than that. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Wow. We totally missed that. What a gameplay there. No wonder Avalser's been struggling. Borry freaking playing him there. Destroying literally this number of units destroyed. It was the entire advantage that Avalser had in B phase. Like, all of his points advantage was destroyed by that singular cavalry scout. Wow. We don't see that happen often these days. It's just not a very common thing we see. Some people say that's super cheesy. It's really not. I mean, getting behind the enemy's front lines is actually like a challenging thing. It's not like Warno or something where, you know, units can just go wherever and do whatever and there's no way to detect them. Like, you got to actually put points and energy into sneaking them all the way around and working them around, you know, hope they don't get spotted, etc., etc. So, like, it's a very high risk, super high reward potentially, especially in units like a cavalry scout. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's so brutal. I can't believe I missed that. But y'all know me, I miss plenty of stuff. There's so much going on. How am I supposed to add fun commentary and see absolutely everything? That 40 mil on 1 health, that is probably infuriating. Attack beacon actually off there. Does he have arty? No. The Rashitsa could kill this Bofors. It's 100% capable of indirect fire. We're now in C phase, though. Both players now unlocking their full income. But I have to say, I mean, this game could go either way. Avalser still ahead on points here. Borry currently ahead ticket-wise, though. Obviously, in terms of who can play this game forever, Borry is much closer to that realistic outcome. I mean, the only C phase card that Avalser is working with is a Panzergren and a T4 card. While on the other side, we have a Partigiani and Nisei rifles, along with a Sherman card, and an M10, and a Mitchell, and the 203 arty. So there's a lot of C phase unlocked here, especially that big arty could really come into play. Now, The first Blindata does have a pretty good, the OB 1936-105. That's a pretty good arty piece and can do some okay counter battery. So if he can get on the 203, he might be able to hold it off. The other issue is those Ingenieros in B phase, there's 12 of them. That's a lot. And there's only 8 Pionieri in the B phase card, and basically no more CQC outside of the Venatori in the AT tab. Like I said, that's why I really think he should have went with the Pionieri Assault, which could have really dominated these pretty easily and kind of made up for that disparity in numbers. So back to a 12-12. Obviously, Avalser not upset with sitting on a 12-12. He is ahead. Rashitas are so good. They're just so freaking good. Surprised to see Avalser pushing here in the middle. Its advantage has been pretty drastically reduced. AA also died down south, which does mean, right now, does not appear Borry has noticed that there's no AA protection down here. The mortar firing, but there's no radio, so it's not exactly, like, super good. This 40 mil Beauforts, though, he's got to stop sending planes into it. Until he actually makes an effort to kill it, he's not getting a plane through. His planes are not that good. That's another issue with Blindata. Like, you have some planes, they're fine. They're really mid. Like, super mid planes. Check out the Partigiani here. Really solid infantry unit. Italian. 2 Berettas, 8 rifles, 2 Berettas, and the Molotov. They are not like an overwhelmingly powerful CQC unit, but between the Berettas, and the Beretta, and the Molotov, you put some okay damage in the CQC. It definitely beats any normal infantry unit in CQC. Again, it's another one of those hybrid units that does okay in both theaters, but enough to beat units that aren't designed for that specifically. So it'll beat rifle units at CQC and it'll lose to CQC units. It'll beat like CQC or, mid infantry at long range, but it'll lose to, whatever. Lose to units that are designed for long range. I still can't believe he lost so many units here. Wow, that's so bad. I'm not saying bad on Avalser. It happens. Like, we all do it. You're locked in, you're playing, you're, like, calling units in, you're doing the thing, you're like, after a minute, you're like, wait, why do I have no units? Ooh, big sneeze. Yeah, you don't even notice, and then, like, after a few minutes, you're like, didn't I call something in or whatever? You missed the little things dying thing. Like, Panzer IV died. Okay, it must have been one I had in the town. I called one in. All right, so Avalser trying to rebuild something here, but Borry's got a lot of stuff. He's turned this into a nice hedgehog defense here. Lots of lines of units. A couple infantry in the front here, and then he's got to work through it. Rashitas should dominate this M10, I would think. But remember, Avalser has captured all these flags up north, which means Borry getting much further in terms of, like, flags is gonna be a little tough. Oh, and there it is. The 203 is in. There it is. Pretty far forward, too. Yeah, his mortar should really be going after this 40 mil. He's got 2 of them now. He's got a little radio finally going on. Rashitas on the run. 6-pounder down. Actually, both 6-pounder down. Oh. This is the only range that the Panzer should be winning. Oh, no. Avalser, what are you doing? You just got to commit. Why would you come out here and not just commit then? Oh, that was so bad. Oh, that was so painful to watch. Getting dominated by M4s. Ugh. Interesting. Pionieri have, like, a ground attack there? I should know both these players are very solid players. It's not that Avalser's a bad player. It's just like that was an oopsie daisy. He clearly started moving, then changed his mind, and it did not turn out well. All right, now we finally see the mortars going after some stuff. Really should just double mortared this 40 mil. Problem for him, though, I mean, there's a C-phase card of Bofors, so he'll just replace it at this point. Oh, and there's Sheetsa goes down. Always painful to watch one of those die. Yes, I'm always rooting for the Romanian division. Sorry, guys. Definitely not my homeland American division. Because even Task Force 45, I still find, like, this is nowhere near as broken as most Western Allied divisions. This is probably one of the worst Western Allied divisions. 242 better move, or it will die to this 203. There are now 2 of them. And really, if Avalser wants to stop this arty, which I don't think he can win if he completely lets this arty go. I really don't. He's going to have to call in, at least 3 to 4 of his 105s, hold fire till he's ready, and then all at once go after one of these things, pin it down, keep it going, and try to knock him out that way. Another huge squad of Panzer IVs here. We can just see this game has been a good example of one of the big issues here with Axis divisions in general. Things like Panzer IVs are just so inefficient against their counterparts on the Allied side. And it's so hard to balance that because technically, on paper, they should be better in a lot of ways. But with the better stabilization, all that kind of stuff afforded to these Shermans and things, the Shermans end up just bullying Panzer IVs around all the time. And Panzer IVs feel like just a bad unit. And it's hard because, making them cheaper makes it feel like they'll be super OP. But they don't seem to perform very well at the moment at all. Interesting ground attack here from the 105. Rashitsa has moved already, though. And it will try to take out the 105. If the 105 does not un-target the ground here, it's going to get killed. The issue going to be here, too. There's the Nisei rifles are just a good infantry unit. Like, all around, really strong. Like, this is a very powerful infantry unit in general. With the semi-automatic rifles, fanatical, 2 BARs, then you get a bazooka on top of that. This infantry is not way better, but better than a Panzergren. Pound for pound, I'm pretty sure it wins most of those fights. What I'm also noticing, too, just now, the T4s are firing their heat shell instead of their regular AP shell, which is all around just worse. I'm not 100% sure why these units have a heat shell at all. Like, it's actively a worse weapon. It has lower penetration, lower accuracy. It's really bad. So a really nice Ju-87 strike there finally gets through. A mistake there from Borry not replacing his 40 mil that got killed. And now 2 Shermans down. Of course, we already lost 2 T4s. Like, no, Avalser does not have infinite Panzer IVs here. Oh, finally, using the AP again. I just don't understand how these units decide which one to shoot. Yeah, he's got to be very careful. These Nisei rifles with their, whatever. I'm not sure what this Rashitsa is just blind aiming at. It's glitched out. You can see it's pretty hard glitched right now. 20 mil goes down instantly. M10 easy kills the Panzer IV. As it always seems to. Avalser almost finally in line with Borry here. M10's in the middle here, doing what they do. I mean, he's got these in a nice little, like, pocket. All these Panzergrens got unloaded. Oof. Oof. Yeah, and Borry looking real thick over here. This 281 mortar is not anywhere near as impressive looking as these 203s. Clearly something was here. A Panzer IV once stood. Oh, there's an M4 105. Oh, wrecks the Rashitsa. Task Force 45 is an interesting division. Again, there's a lot of phase locking issues with it. It doesn't have any spectacular like heavy units or anything like that. It's very medium-y. You can see tons of M10s and M4A1s. There's nothing with heavier armor. You get a nice pile. You know, the T70s are nice. You get the M8s as well, so you get some light armor there. I don't think there's any half-tracks, though. I don't see any in his build, and I would imagine at least one of those units probably would have came with it. I think at times Task 45 as well, Panzer IV is actually killing off an M10 successfully. Can they kill the other one? Nope. The units can be a little inefficient. There's, you know, Nisei rifles, while they are good, 35 points is a lot. The same as a Fallschirmjäger, and a Fallschirmjäger is better, pound for pound. That is the issue with the SD2 point system in a general sense. You know, since they never allowed for anything other than 5-point changes, there's a lot of gray area in between those 5 points, where some units, you know, really should be 32 points, you know, 28 points. And while I know these are very small differences, the fact of the matter is, you know, a lot of times there's a big difference in feel of a unit between 25 and 30 points. You know, we have these, you know, Strike Team over the years has done a nice job of grouping units in their general tiers of strength between the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 point range. But that doesn't mean there's not a lot of variation within that. And then, of course, too, there's units that, you know, unicorn units and special division things where, you know, units that in another division probably would be more expensive end up getting, you know, a price buff because of the fact they're in a division that it's a unique unit and they need it, or, you know, something of that nature. Panzer IV is here, up against the M10 again. Managed to land the first hit. Another M10 in, though. Also misses. Wow, this is shocking. Poorest performing M10s I've ever seen. One down, but a Panzer IV down to the M10's APCR. Will the 50 cal go down? Oh, no, it's shooting at the other 50 cal. These M10s will kill this Panzer IV just fine. Oh, yeah. Definitely not good. Gets a turret stuck on the M10. Gets another shot off. Does not land. Yeah, he's just spamming M10s right now. It's a little disgusting, I'm not going to lie. Borry, I'm a bit disgusted by this. M8 goes down. Gets caught by the Rashitsa there. Rashitsa have been shockingly ineffective. These things can be absolutely monstrous in the right situations. I'm not sure if Avalser has put them in the best of situations here. Do take out an M10 there quite easily. How he's not shooting this one, I'm not sure. Borry now in the lead. Sheets missing twice. Wow. But yeah, 12 rounds a minute is just, that's just something to behold. Oh, no, it's not 12. The AP... No, yeah, the AP is 12. No, it's 15. Is it that fast? I did not realize it was that fast. Jesus. Oh, but now the 105 getting involved in those infantry. Panzergren's still standing here. Yeah, I was definitely making some micro mistakes here, for sure. You can see how weak these Partigiani are at longer range. They do very little damage. Doesn't mean the Shashis is not still in danger, but 20 mil might save the day. Just kidding. It's going to be dead. Another unit thrown away here. As Avalser continues to spam Panzer IVs in response to spam M10s. Panzergren should easily win this, I would think. IR coming in for an easy bomb run here on the Partigiani. M15 a little slow. Nice bomb strike there. IR's an underwhelming bomber. Unfortunately, they have some odd loadouts that just aren't very strong. M15 goes down. Gets caught out by the Panzer IV there. M10 goes down. Okay, so some positive kills here for Avalser, but again, he's just really far on the back foot right now. He needs a lot of things to go right. T-60 TACCOM, will it find that side armor? It does not. Bounces, and of course it will die to the Sherman head on. 20 mils just driving on in. If he misses, now if it had missed, these might have gotten an opportunity to hit an autocannon into it. Okay. But yeah, if you're in the range of the Sherman for real, it's not good. Ooh, goes down to the 20 mil, which will give the M15 is now undefended. Wow, okay. I mean, that was really strong. Avalser getting lucky there. I mean, yes, the Sherman was weakened, but it died really fast. Now getting a Partigiani kill. I think that's another issue, too, with Task Force 45 right now. You can see he is struggling a little bit to deal with these 20 mils. These 20 mil infantry. Odd combo there. Ju-87 being used for pinning, but there was really no unit there to surrender after the fact. Yeah, there's no AA here, actually. So this might be an opportunity here for Avalser to use his Air Force. Panzer IV actually takes out the M10. A lot of the M10s have actually died. Now, there are 14 in the deck. I'm not sure how many we've burned through, to be honest with you. Well, this one, here comes another one. This is a repaired one with the turret stuck. And Avalser also, like, he's in a dangerous spot here up north. He really doesn't have much. These 20 mils might be able to create some sort of hole here, but the M4 obviously can just shut that right down. As Panzerguns finally push into the town, gotta be really careful, though. Every Nisei rifle is an instant death with that bazooka. Here comes the 203. Firing a little deep, though. Actually was able to dodge. Now the Nisei rifle going to get absolutely slapped around here. Yeah, and it doesn't even get a bazooka shot off. I mean, if the 203 can get on target, it can absolutely destroy this stuff. As both players currently going AA-less for a moment. Obviously not ideal. 120 mil down. Yeah, Avalser probably could have disengaged from this. Did get like a shooter knockout, but now it's going to be punished for his sitting around. Yep. Yeah, like I said, this is why I lean towards a Maverick or Vanguard with First Blindata. They just don't have the depth. They really don't. $140 mil back there easily stops the IAR. I think they have bad resilience too. One of them has medium. One of the IARs have medium, and one of the variants is bad. I can't remember which one this is. Looks like medium. Otherwise, I would imagine this would be dead. And basically, wherever that 203 starts falling, everything stops for Avalser. All right, now I see some 60 mils going here. I mean, he honestly should have been doing this the whole time. That's his ticket to winning in this woods, especially now he's out of CQC. We do see M10 go down, double Ju-87. As Avalser did detect the lack of AA and is trying to take advantage. Rashica goes down to the 203. Another one of those dead. Painful. M4 will easily kill off this half track. And Avalser looking very thin again. Oops, sorry about that. 60 mil more. Oh my god. Coming down everywhere. Looks like just a random strike, hoping to get lucky. He does not. Again, you're not killing things with the 60 mil, you're just looking for pins and surrenders. As M4s are just pouring in. And honestly, I have a feeling Avalser's like out of Panzer IVs. He was calling them in by twos. He had groups of 4, and he actually has like 18 of them. Which sounds like a lot, but when you're calling in groups of 4 at a time, you only get 4 groups of 4, basically. And then they're gone. I gotta say, things looking pretty final here for Avalser. He finally calls in a 1 of 5, but it's pretty late for that. I'm actually going to speed this up. Unfortunately, I do have something I got to run to do here soon. That's what I get for picking a longer game to watch. But now Avalser not even like making offensive progress, and he's losing tickets. Like, it's not like they're at a 12-12 or Avalser's in the lead anymore. I was going to say, I was like, what is he shooting at? Oh, now the center collapsing for him as well as the Panzergrens just barely hold up these infantry. Oh, 203. So strong. I do love heavy arty. Well, light artillery has its place. Knowing that when a unit gets hit, it just instantly dies is quite appealing. And now it's a 15-9 here for Borry. Just not seeing a way back in here for Avalser. Especially as he, you know, as he cluster bombs infantry with his AT plane. I feel like the Raider trait hasn't shown up on too much stuff anymore. There's like so many units have Raider. It used to be super duper unique, and now it's just like, that unit is Raider. You have Raider. You have Raider. You know, good old Oprah moment. Now you get a toaster. You get a... like, it's one of those sort of things. Who doesn't have Raider? Stroke DP, Panzergrens, Riflemen, basically. Every unique unit that comes out now has Raider. As a rule. Because remember, Commando has Raider too, so it's one of those things. And it's a very powerful ability. It increases your stealth, makes you hold ground behind the lines. It's very strong. And Avalser finally thrown in the towel there. Good game from Borry. 5,310 to 4,500. I mean, it is very possible that that cavalry scout in the back won the game. Quite frankly. We're going to see if we can find it here. M10s getting so much value. There it is. Wow. It is kind of backbreaking, honestly. That's 35. That's 70 points here. That's counting the half tracks. That's 70 points. And then 4 more times. So that's 350 points right there. That's the entire B phase advantage he had, which essentially means Borry just got an income advantage straight up at the beginning. Then these 203s did a ton of damage too. You know, I don't actually expect my arty to pay itself off. That's not really what it's for. It's for pinning and allowing other units to function way better and keeping the enemy's units, you know, off balance. But when your arty actually gets kills then on top of it, it's pretty backbreaking. If you guys enjoyed that, smash that like button, subscribe, check out the Patreon. Thanks a bunch, everybody, and have a fantastic day.